I spent a good portion of my life traveling the world in the entertainment business after graduating high school. Pretty much everything that I learned up to that point was all self-taught. So after finishing my contracts with Royal Caribbean and Norwegian Cruise Lines, I decided to do a little bit of a course correction and change the way my life was going. Coming home, I decided I needed a little bit more formal training to help give me that edge that I needed to move forward in life. I was always interested in Full Sail University. I mean, back when I was a kid in high school, I went to high school here, Winter Park, Lake Howe High School, and I was always interested in Full Sail. It always seemed like it was something that was outside of my reach, and something that wasn't possible for me. It kind of seemed like a school that was more for privileged kids, and I was never one of those. So when I finally got back to the States from doing cruise ships, I ended up back in North Carolina and visiting my mom. Ended up staying there. Ended up working for Walmart for 3 years, and because I couldn't figure out what exactly I wanted to do. But finally I decided that I was doing what I didn't want to do, and it was time for me to take a leap of faith and do what I really wanted to do. And part of that was to go back to school. And since I was entertaining the idea of going back to school, I decided, you know what, let's look into Full Sail as well. So I decided to give it a try. I basically figured best case scenario, I'll get my chance to go back to school and try to go to one of the schools I've always wanted to go to. Worst case scenario, I would get to have a behind the scenes tour and at least get to walk around and see all the cool stuff that I would never get to play with. I honestly came to Full Sail to, ready and willing to sign up for the film program. I had started a project with a friend of mine a couple months before, and we were doing a lot of online production for an idea that we have for, kind of a movie review show. And he did everything in front of or behind the camera. I did everything in front of the camera. And what ended up happening is, because of his schedule, he travels a lot with his business that he does, it would put everything on hold. And so I decided, well, maybe I can go to school and learn as much as I can about the things going on behind the camera, so that I can make myself an asset and be valuable, and then I can pick up some of the slack so that we wouldn't have to be down for so long a period of time, and we can keep things moving. So I decided to come to Full Sail and sign up for a film department. When I sat down with my administrative rep, I told her everything that I was into. She asked me a lot of questions. She basically told me that I probably need to look into this thing called the MCBS, the Media Communications Program. I had never heard of it, obviously. So she gave me a little bit of background on what it was. We looked at the computer and kind of looked at the classes that I would have to take. And it fit everything that I had been doing up to that point. It was like my whole life up to that point was in this class program. You know, everything that I had taught myself, at least, everything that I taught myself was basically all the beginners to somewhat intermediate. And this was going to allow me to fine-tune a lot of the things that I had taught myself, and maybe even to teach me things that I thought I already knew. And it was a perfect fit. I even went back home after that and I researched some other schools to see about media communications in other schools, and UCF and different schools. And every other school that I looked at, the communications program was a lot more old school, more broadcasting. And that was definitely not what I was looking at. The Full Sail program had basically streamlined everything that I was looking to do going forward in my career, and it was kind of a no-brainer from that point. When I came back and decided to sign up, I was lucky enough to get what they call a hardship scholarship. It was basically able to give me the ability to come to school, since I wasn't able to get a job on my own at the moment, and I wasn't able to get another scholarship. So because of my situation, I didn't have a place to live, I was able to get a hardship scholarship. Now on top of that, I have a friend of mine who I know from high school who lives in the area, and she had an extra spare room and allowed me to stay with her. So since she knew that I was trying to chase my dreams, she basically helped me out, and that's kind of been a huge help for me. I help her by taking care of her fur babies here at the house as well while I'm in school. So it kind of worked out. So as you see, it pretty much seems like it was fate. I mean, not only did I end up going to the school that I really wanted to go to, but I think it was the perfect timing. Had I come to this school earlier when I was younger, I wouldn't have taken it as seriously as I take it now. I wouldn't have known half the things that I already know before I came to this school. And I feel like everything makes more sense to me now. This all means so much more. You know, life for me right now is about, taking every little thing, every little opportunity that I can take, and bringing as much out of every opportunity as possible. I want to see what I'm really truly capable of. I have specific goals in life, and I want to own my own media production company one day. And I want to do things that helps me to leave behind a legacy. You know, not so much just a business, but the way other people inspire me, I want to be able to do that for someone else. And also I want to be able to take care of my family and the people that I love, the people that took care of me when I really needed the help. So these are things that are really important to me. And had I gone to this school 10 years ago, it probably wouldn't have been that much of a thing. You know, now it's so much more of a responsibility, and it means so much more. So I think it was definitely fate for things to happen the way they happened, and I'm really happy that they happened. I mean, I want to know that I did everything that I could to do what I needed to do to get where I wanted to be. You know, and the Excellence Program kind of represents that extra little bit. The Excellence Program represents the extra little bit that I can push out of myself, that bit more that I could grind out of myself that I most likely would not have taken the chance to 10 years ago. I mean, what am I truly capable of is the question that I asked myself when I came to this school. And by the time I graduate, I want to be able to answer that question without any shadow of doubt, without any hesitation, and full of focus. If the Excellence Program represents that extra mile I have to run to be better than the next, that extra bit of weight I have to lift to be stronger than the next, or that extra shot I have to take to get me to the finals, then I look forward to not only its challenges, but the knowledge it gives, the friendships it creates, and the person I've become.